How are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy new month, because last week I didn't do a video, so that is why I'm saying happy new month now. So welcome back to my YouTube video today on the 10th of June 2022. How is the second half of the year? Is it the second half? No, this is the last month of the first half.
Wool up, nigga. Wool up, wool up, wool up. Just wool up.
How is the second half of the year? Is it the second half? No, this is the last month of the first half. Okay, how is the last month of the first half of 2022 taking you? Also, this dress is giving.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Jerry.
It's just a beautiful dress. Like, my tailor does a beautiful job. Promote her, guys, okay? Promote her. Her name is Caro. She lives in Saika. If you need her contacts, let me know, okay? So, this video is not about my tailor. It is about matters HIV related. First, I start by apologizing on the project I started on. This is my story. There was a little bit of a conflict of interest with another project I'm handling, so I kind of paused it. So if you sent me your story, I am sorry. I am trying as much as possible to incorporate the two so I can see how I can work around them, okay? So relax, hang in there, compose yourself. I got you. So today I am talking about things that you cannot do as a person living with HIV. But first of all, I begin by introducing myself. My name is Doreen Moracha, a young woman living with HIV. In a month's time, it will be 2 months time, it will be exactly 30 years of me living with HIV. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. For 3 decades living with HIV, like, I now identify as a long-term HIV survivor.
Oh my God! Wow!
Like, coming from a point of view where there was no treatment, there was no hope, to now, oh, I am proud of myself. Anywho, I do HIV-related content and sexual reproductive health and rights as well. So if that is something that kind of interests you, please click the subscribe button. Give this video a like, comment with a nice, lovely thing at the end of the video, of course. And do not forget to share among your friends, among your networks, among your relatives as well, okay? They may learn a thing or two. So today I am going to talk about, as I said, matters related to things that people living with HIV cannot do. So a lot of times I get questions on, can I eat this? Can I drink this? Can I travel here? Can I give birth? So today I want to debunk those things that a lot of us keep asking, okay? So when it comes to nutrition and diet, you can eat everything as long as it's healthy. Like, you can eat chips if you want every day. It's your body at the end of the day, so yeah, you know the consequences of eating chips every other day. You can eat as long as what you're eating is a balanced, well-prepared diet. In terms of, you can just be eating githeri and avocado. For countries that don't have githeri, it is a mixture of maize and beans, and everybody knows avocado. So it's a local delicacy in Kenya. You can decide to eat ugali and sukuma wiki. That is a healthy diet, but it's not. There's no strict diet in terms of nutrition for people living with HIV. So don't worry yourself on, can I eat this? When can I eat this? How can I? There's no even timeline. You are a normal person. The only thing that you really need to consider is treatment, because with treatment you have to consider time. I am currently trying to put an alarm because I am struggling. Especially this month, I don't know, this month I had made a very sober decision, but I am struggling. So when it comes to time of taking your ARV treatment, your time always has to be the same. So if it's 8:30 p.m. every day, it is 8:30 till kingdom come, or rather till you decide to change to a more appropriate time. If it is 6 a.m., it is 6 a.m. till kingdom come, among other things, okay? So when it comes to nutrition, eat whatever you like. as long as you have the appetite, unless you have allergies specifically for that food, then yeah, like a person like me, I used to love milk, but then milk decided to end our relationship in 2019. I am still very emotional.
Emotional, damn it.
But it is what it is, right? So unless you have an allergy to a particular type of food, you can actually eat anything you want. Then your HIV status does not limit you. The second thing is travel. I have done 2 travel videos, but I still get the question, can I go to country A? Can I go to Canada? Can I go to USA? Can I go to Finland? There are countries you can go to, 0 restrictions. They don't care about your HIV status. They already have better drugs that we have down here, and they basically are willing to welcome you into their programs, and there are even communities of people living with HIV in those particular setups. And but there are 37 countries in the world that you cannot go to. Some of them you can only visit, but you cannot relocate to. Some of them you cannot go there in terms of visit, in terms of studying, in terms of work. You can't, because a HIV result is a requirement. It's an entry requirement. So it is what it is. If you want to know the countries, please watch on the playlist I created called Travel and HIV. It has both countries you can go to, countries you cannot go to. The other thing is, when it comes to alcohol is a gray area.
Kila mtu ako na pombe? Hapana. Wewe uko na nini? Chai.
Allow me to put it like that. Reason being, I have seen people living with HIV who just take alcohol and are just fine. I have seen people who are living with HIV who do not take alcohol at all. So it's more of a choice, and that is why I say it's a gray area. The only thing I encourage you to do is don't overindulge, because the ARVs are broken down, or rather are processed in the liver, as well as alcohol is processed in the liver. And we know that the long-term HIV side effect, one of them is kidney failure.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Solely guys, sorry, kidney and liver failure. So those are the long-term side effects of HIV. So if you're going to like your drink, I would prefer that you really be very cautious on the amount of alcohol intake that you take. Another thing is smoking. This one I was actually asked, I think last week on Sunday, about vaping, smoking, shisha smoking, cigarette smoking, weed.
Nilifuta bangi, najua misokoto gapi mtu atalewa.
I have never smoked at all.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
And I don't know, I know one thing. Even the cigarette packet says too much excessive smoking is harmful to your health, guys. So whether you're positive or not, it is a dangerous thing, okay? So I would really discourage you from any form of smoking. For alcohol, I'll give you the gray area pass, but for smoking, I'll give you a no, because already it's a health hazard to other people who are not even living with HIV. So living with HIV is not, So the other thing that people living with HIV cannot do is we cannot donate blood or any body organs. So we can only be recipients, but we cannot donate. Reason being, now I have a question. Well, I have asked myself a question and then I give myself the answer. Reason being, I wanted to ask, if I'm a recipient of blood, does that make me, from a HIV negative person, does that make me negative? Then I remember that HIV does not just live in blood, it also lives in our bone marrow as well as our brain cells. So yeah, don't answer that question. So you cannot donate blood, well, for obvious reasons. You can also not donate kidneys, liver, your heart when you die, or any other organ in your body. You can't. Again, for the same reasons, you're HIV positive and you're not even going to be a healthy donor to the recipient. There was a time I almost sold my kidney. Guys, I was this close. Right now on this YouTube channel, I would just be giving you motivational quotes only. We all have 24 hours in a day, among other things. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. I did not sell my kidney, and here I am with you guys, still trying to see if I can sell my toes.
I'm rich. Hey.
Yeah. So we cannot donate organs, we can't donate kidneys as well because we're living with HIV. Another thing, there actually, I came to learn this recently, that there are industries you cannot work in if you are living with HIV. They require a HIV test. That is a stigmatizing policy, but sadly it is a policy that still exists in our country. Another policy that says we can't, but I do not like that policy per se. The work policy, I don't like it, and this other one on weddings, because there are some religious institutions that actually insist that they want a HIV test before officiating a marriage. I have seen this happen in some cases, and even the married get called off because of that. But I don't know why I don't agree with this, because we are, and the weird part is, this is not even something you can take to the HIV tribunal. This is actually something that is a gray area in the law. So the church has its mandate to actually cancel a wedding because you are HIV positive and maybe your partner is not. So I do not agree with it, because it's stigma and we're in 2022 and that is supposed to be unacceptable. But sadly in Kenya, in some particular churches, it does happen. What else? Of course, you can have unprotected sex if you are undetectable. I wanted to say if you are unprotected. If you are undetectable, you can have unprotected sex. You can give birth normally. So those are things you're actually allowed to do. Not allowed to do, those are things you can actually do. What else? I've talked about travel, I've talked about nutrition, I've talked about alcohol, I've talked about smoking, I've talked about work and religion as well. And the truth of the matter is, as much as there seems to be a limitation to most of the things that we would want to do. For example, I would want to relocate to another country, and that country, for example, like if I get a job in Qatar, and I cannot work in Qatar because I'll get deported. So the rest of the things, actually, as normal adults or children, we can do. We can interact with our friends, we can share plates, cups, spoons, we can live our best lives. So the aim of this video was to show you that yes, there are things that we can't do. There are things that are very gray area towards people living with HIV, but still these things are not supposed to limit your life. Just because you can't go to Qatar does not mean that you can't relocate to the Netherlands. Does not mean that you cannot relocate to Canada. Does not mean that you cannot relocate to another country. Just because this particular church says you can't officiate your marriage because you're both living with HIV, doesn't mean that you cannot do a garden wedding, right? So this is to show you that as much as there are things that we cannot do, there are things that we can do that are pretty much normal. And if you see the list of the things that we can do, is so kind of brief. So the things of the list that we can do, the rest of the things are just, there's so many, right? And that means that life keeps going. Life is like a wheel. So it keeps going. The motion is there. So do not limit yourself just because you're living with HIV. A lot of us get HIV and then the journey becomes a little bit lonely, and then you start feeling like it's just you. It's you and your HIV. Nobody cares. And then sometimes it becomes a little bit sad that I see people really giving up in times when HIV is not even a limiting factor. So as much as there are things that we are really limited from doing, there are things that the rest of the things in life, we can just do them as normally as possible. So I really hope that you get encouraged from this video. Just because you're living with HIV does not mean that your life has now come to an end. Go out there, play with other kids your age. Go out there, have fun, live your best life, and remember to always take your ARVs. Accept your status. Acceptance is an everyday journey. And do not forget to stay undetectable at all times. So from me to you, I want to say bye-bye. See you next week. Please subscribe to this channel, leave a lovely comment, and like and share.